we are going to be talking about why wives tend to hide their money in their marriages.
Money has a life of its own. The more you try to control it without proper knowledge, the more it goes out of hand.
So let's start with the why. Why do you think women hide their money?
I would say, while it may be true women are far better with money, some women are, instead of hiding it, just say, I'm investing with my best friend whom you know.
Yes.
And I'll let you know how it goes. So don't hide it. Just say, this is happening, so that there's another person in the clause.
So what would you say is the role of financial trauma in women hiding their resources and then also investing secretly?
Don't call it secrecy. Any woman who's successful has faced some form of challenge because she was earning more than the husband.
Hello and welcome back to Reality Check. This week we are back again with another exciting conversation. Of course, it's going to be useful. It's going to be valuable. Otherwise, we would not be Reality Check, right? Thank you for joining us again. If you're new here, consider subscribing, give this episode a thumbs up, and of course, leave us a comment. We love hearing your feedback. And to our regular subscribers, welcome back to Reality Check. My name is Rachel. I'm your host. And we've got I want to call her dangerous substitute because Dr. Evers is not here. Beverly, you all know her on these internet streets. She's not new. Welcome, Bev.
Thank you, Rachel.
Bev is a poet, you're a writer,
Yes.
You're a mom,
Yes.
you're many things.
Speaker, yes.
Speaker, author, yeah.
I like to say long distance swimmer.
Oh, okay.
Until someone asks me, so how many kilometers do you
swim? I'm not yet quantified.
Not yet certified.
Yeah. Yeah, but she's many things and she's here filling in for Dr. Evers and joining me for this conversation. So guess what we're talking about today? We are going to be talking about why wives tend to hide their money in their marriages. Okay. So it's a thing that we're seeing a lot in our society, in our community. Women come into these marriages, into these homes, and I don't know if that's how they start out, with the intention to hide money.
That's a good one.
Something to explore.
Something to explore.
Yeah.
Something to explore. Money has a life of its own.
It does.
The more you try to control it without proper knowledge, the more it goes out of hand. And then you behave in ways you weren't intending to.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
It does take a life of its own. So you have to manage it really well.
And skillfully.
Yes, skillfully and be consistent. So that no matter how you're feeling, it's consistent. Yes, because otherwise it will take a life of its own and it will disappear because you are behaving erratically with it.
Ah, okay. I think for me, my takeaway from that is that then you begin to behave in ways you never thought you could. That's very insightful. So let's start with the why. Why do we feel, or why do you think, from your observation, your interactions with people, why do you think women hide their money?
Why do women hide their money? Women, wives?
Yeah.
All right. Well, first of all, I'm not standing in for Dr. Evers. It's impossible to fill in for her.
Impossible.
Dr. Evers is an entire
a big
person on her own.
Yeah.
I am privileged to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you.
Why this topic? I'm not sure. But it's an interesting one and a very important one. I have experienced both ways. Maybe defining what it means to hide money.
Yeah,
because
let's define that.
Because some people think it's a problem for wives to have separate accounts, and yet it's fine.
And that might be considered hiding. Money. Yeah.
And others, as long as you agree, everyone brings in income towards this at a regular time. That's all right. If I earn 2 billion shillings a week,
Ooh.
and
You're very wealthy.
yes, and my husband and I have agreed, you know what? Every 2 weeks, we're going to give 1 million towards this. It doesn't matter whether he knows or not. Okay. That's what I think.
Yeah.
I think if you have decided that together we will provide a certain amount towards this, and knowingly we know that we will support each other when things are hard, because you can tell, oh, it's okay. Let me pay for this now. That was you had said you'd be paying for the painting of the house. It's okay. I'll do it. I know that your business, the money has delayed. I will do it. I think it's just without it being cut in stone of you said you are earning 500,000. Now you're earning 5 million.
5 million. When did that happen?
No, I don't think we should be so stringent. We should be flexible with allowing each partner to be content. Let's not be strict and micromanage how they.
Okay.
Because I don't want you to start looking at how much I spend on my lingerie and how much I spend on my swimming costume. Started swimming again. No, just know that that is the money I earn. However, we do agree that whenever we need to contribute as a family, we'll both contribute. If one person is able to, the other isn't,
then we
too. Yes, you don't need to be so stringent.
Okay.
But what does it mean to hide?
I think that, like you said, there has to have been some sort of agreement at the start that either we are putting all of our money in a pot and we kind of plan it together and we spend it the way we see fit, or that, like you said, everybody makes a contribution to taking care of the home. And therefore, if someone is being dishonest about maybe their earnings, for example, at their workplace, their contract says they earn 10 million shillings a month, but they declare 8, and I guess that would be considered hiding.
Yes.
And there must be a reason, to why they're hiding their money.
Then you should have decided at the beginning, we are going to declare each other's income.
Exactly. So the agreement has to have happened.
Has to have happened and very clear.
Yeah.
Of this is how much, because then that will determine how much you contribute.
Absolutely.
And if you're putting an investment, a house, a hotel, whatever it may be, you know that every month we're putting in 5 million together.
I think there's also the unspoken agreement that marriage carries.
Yes.
That when a man and a woman come together in the marriage covenant, that they're supposed to declare everything that they have. In this case, we're talking about the women, but I know that even the men sometimes will not declare everything. But you're supposed to declare everything you have, because you make a vow and say everything I have
is yours,
and vice versa. So I think through that unspoken agreement, there's an expectation that we are going to be honest about the money that we have and that we are earning on the side. And if I don't declare, so there's hiding by omission, there's hiding by lying, and not saying actually how much you have. There's hiding where women now invest in things and don't tell.
That I think that happens more often than we care to think.
Yes.
When I was a salaried earner, we were so excited because it was a lot of money and I was traveling and when I traveled there'd be allowances which would used for different things. It was easy to declare because it came once a month. And when I was traveling, the allowances came when they came. That was easier to declare. My work now is so different. I can be so busy for 2 weeks almost every day. And then other times I'm at home because I write, I speak, I train online as well. And so those incomes come in differently. Sometimes I'll say, oh my goodness, the other client has finally paid. I was able to buy the school shoes that we said we would.
Yes, take care of some stuff.
So if every time I say, I got this, it's going to be impossible. However, there's always honesty when I say, finally it came. We can now put into this. But if I was to declare every single amount, it would be a problem because now it comes more rapidly than it used to. When I was a salaried earner, it was easier. However, there are times when I am upset for whatever reason.
Tell me.
And I say, I will not say.
I'm not going to
Let
say.
me be rich on my own. Whatever that means.
Really?
Because how can you be rich on your own? And do what? Take a trip to Miami and not tell him where I got the money from. But there are times when I'm so upset. I don't know what has made me upset. And then money will come that maybe I was expecting we had talked about, but it has come anyway.
Okay.
And quite a lot. And I sit on it. I'm like, I feel in power, in control, because it gives me a sense of privilege and heightened superiority complex.
Over your husband.
Yes, over husband. And so I sit on it. I'm like,
momentarily.
And then suddenly he'll find things paid for. And I don't tell him how. So that gives me, but it's because I've been extremely upset.
Yes.
In all of this, though, you still, because I'm not going to go away from the house. I'm not going to.
You're not going anywhere.
You know?
Yeah.
And so sometimes he'll know, oh, I know what mood this is. Let me be quiet. Thank you for paying for this. But he knows, he says, the storm shall pass. The storm shall pass.
Yeah.
But hiding is very calculated. You must understand that we get our instructions from different people. There are some well-meaning women who actually tell you that, you know what, let's be real. Sometimes men are not able to provide as they used to before. So women, be real, earn another income, get a business, be practical, well-meaning. And I believe women should be practical. However, some of these women, in being practical, then they tell you, and don't tell your husband this, because he's a drunkard. He will take it. He's not good with money. But women, you're better with money. What I would say, while it may be true women are far better with money, some women are, instead of hiding it, just say, I'm investing with my best friend whom you know. And I'll let you know how it goes. So don't hide it. Just say, this is happening, so that there's another person in the clause. So he's aware. He's like, that's what you were doing, the Airbnb. Yes, come and see. Remember the investment I told you about? Come and see. And when we get our dividends, it will be better for us and the family as well.
Awesome.
So don't hide, but do take that practical step. Knowing that extra income is important. But then say that, this is the business. Your business partner may not want you to share every detail of how much either. Also in the first 2 years of the investment. But let him know. This is happening. This is what we're doing. And I want you to glorify in it. Some men may not be content or happy. They may feel insecure. But at least they know that something was happening. And in the long run, when there's more money in the home, it should be a plus.
Exactly. And to vindicate you as well. I think you talk about wives and why they will tend to invest in things without necessarily involving their husbands, as the man is not really taking up his position as a provider in the home. Maybe, like you said, he's a drunkard, or he now has another family outside of home, or even the little income and the little money that we're getting, he's not using it properly. I think there's also such a thing as financial trauma, that some people come into these homes and maybe they came from poor backgrounds, and like, I don't want to go back to that, so, and I saw how my mother was treated when, say, my father was the one who was earning, so they carry that baggage into the family. It's like, I don't want to repeat that. So what would you say is the role of financial trauma in women hiding their resources and then also investing secretly,
They don't yet know what financial trauma is until they have access to money. When you're a child and you see your mother paying school fees because your father has 3 other wives or 3 other families, you don't realize what it is. You know that there's something wrong. You can't identify it until you're in a position where you have access to money and you have to pay school fees. And then what you're doing is reacting, not responding, because it wasn't dealt with. That's why children should always have counseling and guidance, great care from family members. That's why it's better to have a stable home. But if it's not there, then it's always important for children to have some kind of guidance and counseling where possible. If they're an adult and they identify there's a challenge with money and the way they respond to adulthood or marriage, then let them seek counseling so that they don't react when they have a lot of money. They're just responding, not reacting, because they're going to react and say, you know what? I will never. I saw what my father did. He was a drunkard. When I get married, I don't care who he is. I'm going to hide the money, because all men are like that.
All men are like that, yes.
Something wasn't dealt with. And then the money is one that suffers. So it's not, the money is not the problem. It's you didn't deal with something.
Got it.
Yes.
Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense. The reaction versus responding. I think that I was having a conversation with some people yesterday, and I was saying that one of the things that we need to do coming into the marriage arena is to heal yourself, whatever that looks like. And we all come with trouble from our backgrounds and our upbringing. So if for you it is financial trauma, like you said, you will see your mom being a certain way, but you don't know until you have access to money like she does, or like she did. And so it's very important to understand, where is this coming from and why do I behave with money the way I behave with money, and then heal yourself, come into the marriage with a healthier perspective to handling money. And I think back to what you were saying at the beginning, that money has a life of its own.
You have to respect it, to respect you. It's true.
Yes. And you need the skill to manage it. Absolutely. And I think part of that skill is in understanding your trauma and the way you respond to money.
And understanding how it grows. Everything needs to grow. Remember the parable of the talents?
Got it,
What happened? The one who invested and was given more. The one who buried it and said, I was scared, I know you're a mean person.
They
be
took
gone.
it away.
Yes.
They took it
So
away from
let it grow. Everything
Yeah.
should grow.
Yeah.
Your talent should grow. You see your children grow. You don't want your children to remain babies crawling. You want them to grow, and it's your pride to grow. How do you make them grow? You read to them, take them to good schools, feed them well.
Yeah.
And so money should be treated the same.
Absolutely.
Let it grow. Invest it in good places.
Okay, so let's talk about the secrecy and maybe what it does to the marriage bond. If somebody is investing secretly, what does that do to the idea of oneness and, you know, the bond that is supposed to be created because of the marriage covenant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes the secrecy comes when one of our pastors, we used to go to Watoto, and he said, he was our counselor, he said, with finances, when you have a lot and when you have little, that's when there are challenges. You can have so much that becomes a problem, or you can have so little that becomes a problem. In other words, extremes. And it works with, there's nothing wrong with having a lot at all, but it's how you manage it. Because then, you see, you're reacting to it.
Yes, to the money.
You're reacting to, and it gives you a certain air.
Yeah.
Remain the same. Plan. Just means what you should say is, now I can plan better. Now I can invest better. Don't be like, let people see me in my Lamborghini. Here I come. Excuse me, Rachel, I don't know you anymore. You see? So don't react to it when it comes. When you have a lot, when you have a little, can be a problem because you're reacting. Now, when you have a little, there's a certain tension in the home, which is difficult because I know it has happened in our home when there's little and there's so many debts and
needs.
There's tension because one, silently we are blaming the other. Do you see? Isn't it his role?
Yes.
And he may be saying, anyway,
what
you
can
see?
I do?
What can
I'm
I
embarrassed,
do? So each of us is we don't know how to deal with the responsibility we may have played
in getting you to that place.
And right now we have no solution. So the silence is just piling up and creating unnecessary tension.
Yeah.
Then when there's a lot, you then have needs and wants. And what do we do?
Exaggerated.
What do we do? How many cars? How many? And you become unusually bizarre and emotionally just insane, uncontrollable, and wild. It's a problem because then some people, if it's one of you who has the money, a lot of money, and the other one will be like, I've told him that I need this. Why isn't it?
Why isn't he coming?
Why isn't it? Or maybe they make you beg for it.
Oh.
Yes, they make you beg for it.
Yeah.
Now that I have, I want her to come.
Let me wait and see.
Let me wait and see. So you have that certain power.
Yeah. Yeah.
You use that as a power play instead of using it as a space of equal, respect. It's now a power play. And yet it shouldn't be. If one earns more than the other, it shouldn't be about one is more superior than the other. No. There should always be equal respect in the home.
Yeah.
But money does that because we react to it instead of it being a part of the life that God has given us. Let it, in abundance, let us enjoy. When there's scarcity, it's okay because we invested.
Yes.
Like the ant that invested in the winter.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that we're like, it's okay, we invested. Joseph, what did Joseph do? He harvested. All those, when there was famine for 7 years, he had already harvested. The grain stores were filled.
That's so true. And I think it's really about contentment at the end of the day. And when you say that money puffs us up and empowers us in ways that now we feel like we can fly or, we can walk on the clouds. And I think there's a problem with having both extremes. Too little, there's the tension, too much creates weird power dynamics, sometimes even mistrust, if you have not built the character to manage a lot of money, then, other problems can crop up. Like the man can decide, let me get another family.
And it has happened.
It happens.
When people get their pension. Haven't you heard those stories?
Yeah.
Like, who said pension was meant for you to have another family? I've seen it happening.
Yeah, so you're increasing your problems. And so I think for the wives, rather than be secretive about your investments, like you suggested, open up and say, I'm investing in A, B, C, D, E. I think it's also just very important to have conversations around money. And I don't know, Bev, in your experience, what that looks like. for men and women to come together and have conversations about money to remove the secrecy.
To remove the secrecy.
Yeah.
What we do, we dream a lot together, and we dream through our prayers. When we pray with the children, one of the children has asked for us to have a house with a swimming pool for a long time.
Oh, Bambi.
I'm a good swimmer.
Yeah.
However, I know my fear with water is that the danger of children drowning. That's the only thing. I never think of the cost. I just think of, no, at least let's have a neighbor who has a swimming pool.
Yes, yes.
And she says she wants the slide to come from her bedroom, so she just slides down into the
pool.
I never think that's a luxury. I just keep thinking, no, but
dangerous.
Children around the pool.
Yes, yes.
And therefore, those dreams are good. There's never... That dream has been consistent for 3 years in our prayers. Wow. So when we dream together and we pray such things, when one of us purchases the item or says, I'm going to do this now, it's not a shock. So that's one thing of making it clear, instead of saying, I got this money, I'm going to Las Vegas. Las Vegas? You're always talking about going to Mombasa.
Yes.
But it's been in the prayer.
Okay.
Because I go to the map of the world.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this country in Europe, this one, this one, this one, this one, this
I
one.
want to go to
and then this, and then this.
Yeah.
When I say, got the ticket going, it's not a shock. They know Beverly likes to travel, and she was looking. She was even looking at the towns, who the mayor of the city is.
Yeah. I like that. Dream together. And I mean, one of the avenues, like you said, is prayer. But I think even in conversation, hey, babe, one of these days, like, I would want to be able to do this with myself, or I want to have a modern kitchen, I want certain appliances in my kitchen, so that when you go out to buy this stuff, it's not really a shock. It's not coming from thin air, or I think that's really, really valuable. And I feel like couples can take advantage of dreaming together by way of conversation or prayer, and just outrightly saying, these are my dreams. This is what,
and it's all right.
I want to do. And there's nothing wrong with that. In terms of like their mental health, I know Dr. Evers is the therapist and she's not here, but it takes a lot to hide stuff. Because the reason we're having this conversation is women don't tell. They will go and build a block of apartments and, be quiet about it. And they're saying, I guess it's for their children. We've examined the reasons why people do that. So financial trauma, maybe the man is not stepping up. And so you feel the need to do something practical, which we have said, by the way, you should absolutely do, but declare, But I guess what it does to a person... to hide something as big as that from... It
takes a lot.
It does.
It's not that they're not speaking. They're speaking to somebody else.
To someone else, just not their husband.
And that's the worst thing, because now you're putting all... Having an investment, building a block of apartments is also an emotional journey. Because when you see it happening, the foundation, the what, and the first person you're not sharing with is your husband, then something else is going on. Apart from the money being put in... that money is taking a life of its own, because now you're talking and saying, this 2 million went into the window.
Yes.
This 10 million went into furnishing.
Yeah.
Who are you sharing that with? Because that is such an emotional moment. It's a moment of ecstasy.
Yes.
So who is receiving that emotional ecstasy?
Somebody else.
Somebody else is. Because, Rachel, when I receive a great contract, I'm on the phone.
My husband, yes.
Emma is on the phone in a meeting. By the way, he knows. He knows. He will get out of that meeting. I got this, I found it.
He's the first person you want to tell.
Yes, that's the first person I want to tell.
Yeah.
Small or big. But especially when it's big, because sometimes he knows how long I waited, how much work I put in, and finally the money has come in. I'll say, it has come, yay! All right?
Yeah.
Now, who is receiving that with this wife?
Yes.
It's not just money. See, money can take a life if it's not managed well. But clearly, an investment is a great thing. But you're sharing it with someone. The network of money is amazing. You see?
And which is why I was asking that, what does a secrecy do to the bond or the oneness? That if you're not sharing that info, because it's not just about the money. It's not just
what
about
you're doing with it.
Yes, what you're doing with it and what it's doing to you.
Yes.
The feelings that it's evoking, the sense of pride and achievement, and wow, I have been able to do this. It would be nice to share that with your husband.
Because you're sharing that achievement with somebody else.
And so that definitely takes away from, the bond and the oneness. Can secrecy ever be justified? Can I mean, because we talked about men who are not stepping up. And again, we see this in our society. Someone has squandered money. I mean, I have friends whom this is, their lived experience. He's terrible with money, probably still depending on his parents for support. He is not doing anything. And like there is
Literally
evidence
nothing.
of
Yes.
it for years, not for like, because there are men who will go through
You go
seasons.
through a period of...
Yeah. But this is, he doesn't want to start a business. You try giving him money to start a business. He uses it for something else. He's not applying for any job. Basically, you've tried everything under the sun. Nothing seems to be working. And so there are men like that. This woman saying, I need to do something for my children. I need to set a future for them. She's probably already doing it, paying school fees, paying rent, blah, blah, blah. Can secrecy ever be justified, do you think?
Don't call it secrecy. Every powerful, successful woman has gone through what you're sharing. You may not see it. Every woman who has built a successful hotel, has a wonderful business, has gone through a form of that.
Got it.
And therefore go to them. Because while for you it's the most impossible situation, they will frame it in a way and make you feel, oh my goodness, it's just a phase, I'll go through it. So it's really just a phase. But for you, it's the most impossible situation. Go to these women, but go to those ones who are sound and centered and who are also successful.
Yes.
Don't go to one who's struggling. And the ones who are successful with money, they've invested well, and they're really centered and wise. And they will tell you, this is a phase, this is how you overcome. And the next time you'll be like, oh my goodness, I went through this. So when you say secrecy, it sounds sinister.
Okay.
Creative accounting.
Creative accounting.
No, just they will show you how to communicate with it.
Okay.
Because no one wants to... When you hide something, you're taking the other person for a fool, and they found out afterwards. Or a friend says, oh my goodness, Rachel's apartments, and the husband doesn't know. This world is too small, and Uganda is very small.
Oh, it is.
You're taking the man for a fool. Yes, you see, he will feel so disregarded and disrespected, and they don't like that. So money comes with a lot of respect. That's why they want to appear like they are working. They will leave the house, by the way.
Yeah, they will.
Put in fuel in the car and come back. There's nothing to show, but they need to feel respected, to feel the honor of work, even though it would be better and more cost-effective for them to stay at home with a laptop.
Yeah.
With free internet, rather than going there and paying
and
for
spending more money.
No, but they want to have the appearance of, because it gives them respect and honor. Where were you? Hey, daddy has come back from work.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the children will not understand.
Yeah.
They're more dynamic. Of course, there are many house husbands now, but I'm saying in the general sense. And have conversations with these women before you make decisions for yourself that will have permanent repercussions.
Absolutely.
These women know what to do. They've been through it. Any woman who's successful has faced some form of challenge because she was earning more than the husband. But she managed. Now they're grandparents, and happy grandparents. I would say speak to those ones.
Yeah. And I think to your point, there's wisdom. I'm a firm believer in, you can say anything. It's just how you say it. Exactly. Yeah, it's how you say it. And I agree with you when you say secrecy. It's just that when women are hiding their investments, they're really being secretive about their stuff. But you're very right in saying that there are ways to go about it. Yes, there are ways to go about it to kind of maintain the bigger picture, which is, you're
That's
married,
the bigger picture,
and
yes.
you have a family, and now you have children who are watching you, both you and their dad. So yeah, it's important
because this is the first of many investments. This apartment has. If he was part of it, make it feel like, let's go. So what do you think? Do you think we should go with this cement or this cement? First, talk to the worker. I'm on the phone. Involved. So he feels he's part of it. And be like, and then in front of the workers say, my husband has provided. That's enough. Some women are too proud. Let them know it was me. And I know where that anger comes from. I appreciate the frustration, because really you have been the one who's been paying school fees for 10 years, who's built the house. But in certain occasions, let those workers never gossip and say the woman is the one. If you can avoid it.
Yes.
This is my husband. He's
the one.
He's the one who, boss, Kale. That's okay. Boss, yes. That's okay. That's it.
Yeah.
And let him go.
Yeah.
your frustration is valid.
Absolutely.
Know how to, because that utterance, which is irresponsible, will have long-term repercussions.
Yeah.
And yet that one respectful moment can save you a lot of trouble.
A lot.
Save you a lot of trouble. So let him be involved.
Yeah.
Let him be involved. But make sure when you're signing, and then get legal people to show you, make sure you sign here, sign there, because if he's irresponsible with money, you should be the co-signee or
absolutely of how the money is spent.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's ways to go about it. Absolutely. So let's try and talk through what I guess financial transparency would look like. And I want us to try and be as practical as possible, because there are people who watch this show and I think they're like, you guys, you are in a bubble. You have no idea what some of us are dealing with, you know. I know we said like there's ways to go about being transparent with your person, but how, if you were to break that down in say like 1 or 2 ways and give advice to the people who are watching, what are some practical ways to be transparent with your partner?
with finances?
Yes.
I think I'll start with how much I desire to earn.
Mm-hmm.
This is my desire.
Yeah.
And this is where it will go. This is my desire. I'll pray about it. I'll dream it. He will see it. I'll be like, today is the day I am getting. Today is the day. Today is the day. Today is the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Such that, and then because my work is not salaried, it's more frequent consulting.
Yeah.
And then when something does come, I'll be like, yes, this amount came in.
Mm-hmm.
What should I put it in for? Because we had these priorities as a family.
Okay.
All right, I have put 4 million in this,
yeah.
and 5 million in that. What's left is this. Let me go and enjoy myself. There was one time when my work, the money can come in at odd hours of the day and night. Because sometimes it comes from outside Uganda. I got a certain amount of money I'd been waiting for 6 months or something. It came at once, like at night when you see a notification.
Ooh.
I had been so stressed with work. Not stressed with work, it was good work, but I'd been exhausted. I did a break. I said, I'm going to Kigali on holiday. That very day.
Really?
Yes, I said, I'm going.
Yeah.
This money has come in.
So you declared the money?
Yes. I'm going to Kigali. Because it was at that point where I needed to rest. So that form of declaration, it can come in different ways. Not of, the 19 million has come in.
Yes.
Declaration comes in different ways. So the 19 million is there. What? For example, I opened an investment for the family. Every period, it goes in. And he knows that every regular period of the month or quarter,
this money
goes in towards this family investment. He knows things like that. So declaration comes in different ways.
Forms.
Usually in what have you spent it on, or what should we spend it on?
Absolutely.
So you can ask, so what do we spend this on? It's not always of 19 million. Should I give you 7? It comes in different ways. Different ways. Just don't be so burdened. But let it not be a burden. Let it be a conversation.
Yes, let it be a conversation. And I think declaration comes in different ways and is also dependent on your relationship dynamic. Yeah, with your partner. I think that there are some people for whom maybe one of them is like a financial coach somewhere.
True, yes.
So they'll sit down and like draw up budgets, and so this is how much money we have, and this is. But you'll find really with couples there'll always be maybe one who spends more and one who is a saver, and so it's important to understand that dynamic. But I think back to the agreement, and I feel that for many couples maybe they don't even have that conversation. Like, how are we going to go about money when it comes to our relationship? And that agreement then guides how you build, the declaration and talking through about money, whether it's sharing dreams or praying about them. And I also feel like the agreement can evolve with time.
Of course, yes.
Yeah, it can evolve with time because seasons change. Like you said, there was a point where you were salaried, and then now your money kind of comes in as and when. And so when you were salaried, the way you were going about handling money is different from now.
And also when you have children, it's different.
Yes, when you have kids. So yes, as we begin to wrap this up, for that woman whom maybe the husband has found out that she has a block of apartments, because some of the stories I've had is such that, woman A goes, invests in, say, an apartment block, and she's done it secretively. Like the guy doesn't know. We've even had things where the lady is the landlady to the home, but the husband doesn't know. Yeah. So my question is always, so when the man finds out, what does that do to the marriage? Like, is it possible to pick up the pieces where financial transparency has kind of been evaded? Is it possible to pick up the pieces? What would you advise a woman in a situation like that to do?
The problem did not start with a block of flats. There's an underlying problem before. That's why she built the block of flats, because building a block of flats takes what, a year, 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah.
In all of that time, she did not feel any emotional change or empathy towards the situation. She just started to build up on whatever resentment it was. And therefore, the block of flats is just a symptom. The cause is something much bigger. And yet it could be something that could be resolved easily. He may have made a remark and said, look at our neighbors. The wife is always respectful. And she's like, yeah, well, the husband earns and pays and provides. He does that often.
Yeah.
And she said, that's it. I'm going to build a block of flats.
Yeah.
And that is what should be dealt with. The block of flats is just a symptom.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a symptom.
A lot of sense.
And again, it goes back to the trauma of how we understand money or how we don't understand money. And therefore, money should be taught at a young age so that we don't attach emotions to it. So we respect money, let it grow. If there's fighting in the marriage, let the money not suffer. Grow it, invest it. And I think marriage counselors should focus on money more than anything else. If I was to start a church, I would start a church as a business. In other words, I would get people, fellowship Christians, and say, let us have our church around these businesses. So we have businesses. One is in the market selling tomatoes. Another one goes to China, clothes. Another one has a salon. And in our businesses, we're now having fellowship. It's much easier to be content with life when you have a form of... It's very painful when people go to church and they're asking for transport money to go home. They're the ones who clean the church, who serve, who are in every overnight, who are on the media team, but you don't have transport. You're the one who doesn't have a car. You're the one who's behind on school fees. It's very painful. Get rid of all of that so that you appreciate God's abundance. And money is there for everyone. It's not for those who are only Holy Spirit filled. Therefore, the salon owners there, the caterer, the person who goes to China with shoes, all of us in our businesses, through our businesses, we talk about Christ. And then through our businesses, customers come and we speak to them. Speak to them while I'm doing your lovely hair like Rachel's. And then speak to Rachel's life. Rachel will share, you know what, I was going through this. I'm going to pray for you while we are. Yes. Yeah. Rather than me talking to Rachel and saying, Mpayo nkumi satu. No.
Yeah.
It's better because it's much easier then.
Absolutely.
And I think the church really needs to refocus the way they share about money. Instead of saying it's for certain individuals, they get VVIP seats. No. The person who cleans the church for overnights should be rich as well.
They should be.
They should. There's no reason why they shouldn't own a block of apartments. So
absolutely.
The teaching of church should be different.
Yeah.
If I start a church, I would say, all of you businesses, bring them here. We're going to pray. Keep earning your money. We talk about Christ so we can serve the communities and share about the word of God without waiting for the basket
donors
is being passed around. Basket, No. The basket is overflowing.
That's such an interesting way of looking at it. I think it's very important. And for me, I look at money as empowerment, which you have really labored to explain, that it gives you access, to places, but it's also supposed to make your relationships better, your service better. I mean, if I'm in the church and my service is to clean and to, put out the chairs for fellowship, I shouldn't have this, oh my goodness, I don't know how I'm going home today.
No,
or my
those
kids.
should be rich people who are putting their chairs. Everyone should be millionaires. Everyone in every church should be millionaire.
Yes.
Teach it differently. Don't celebrate poverty. Celebrate abundance in the church.
And that it's possible for everybody. Yeah, it's possible for everybody. And I guess the hand me mentality also needs to be dealt with.
Yes.
Yeah, it does. Wow. Thank you, Bev. I feel like I've learned quite a bit from this conversation. I think for me, my key takeaway has been there has to be agreement, whatever that looks like for you as a couple, and that there are ways to declare if you feel like for some reason you can't trust your husband. Also, I feel like the journey should be working towards trust and towards oneness. But if you are in a season of your life where that's not happening, there are ways to still create transparency and to still allow for your husband to be your husband.
And find out your own role in this.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yes.
What role did you play?
What role did you play?
And if there are children in the home, how are the children receiving this situation?
Yeah, so I've learned quite a bit.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Do you have any parting shots?
Any parting shots? Rachel looks so elegant. That is my parting shot. I love it. I was told that certain colors convey richness.
Really?
And a powerful woman.
So today look rich.
I follow a lot of those YouTube channels. So you look like one of those rich women. They talk about wear these colors to look rich and elegant.
Oh my God.
You're wearing it.
Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity. I've also learned a lot because every time I speak, I learn when I interact with others. And I'm on a journey of understanding more about how better I can manage my own finances, but also better manage the communication around finances with my husband and with the children. So that when we're giving the money for church, it's not always 1,000, 2,000, it's 50,000 take. So that 50,000 becomes normal for them in church. Yes, a Sunday school teacher, and it's always 1,000s and 500s. Why? I want to be a Sunday school teacher when everyone is giving $100. What? When a child does that, and they grow up as teenagers, those churches they're in will never be poor. Because from Sunday school, they're giving $100 in the church.
Yes. And they will not react to money.
No, they won't react to money.
When they get $100 at 16 years of age. Yeah.
And they'll respect. God wants us to be rich and abundant. They'll respect. It won't be a problem. Fundraising drive. They'll be like, why fundraising drive? Let us hear the word of God. Please, I'll cover the roof.
Nice.
Let's hear the word of God. Instead of fundraising drive. We spend so much time on fundraising drive instead of being nurtured in the word of God.
Yes.
Can the money be there already and we focus on the word of God?
Yeah.
And it starts with those children. Their mindset will change when they see I'm being given €100 every weekend for church, and it's possible.
It is. So start when they're young.
Yes.
Start when they're
young. How much are you going to give your children?
That's, you've really challenged
but it does,
me
no,
because we
really
always
true.
give the 1K, 2K.
I've been a Sunday school teacher for over 20 years.
Yeah.
That is what we count.
2,000,
1,000, 2,000. Always.
Maybe because they are little, we feel like 50,000 is a lot of
No,
money.
it's our attitude towards church,
it
not
is.
the children. It's the attitude
and towards money.
Towards money. Also towards money.
That is so true. No, I'll start with 10,000 because I don't think I've given
But
10K.
you'll be surprised how it will change everything. Even them, they will look for ways in which they can give back, and they'll enjoy giving back to God and enjoy when God gives back to them.
Babe, please come back to this show.
Please invite me.
We are learning. We are learning. I'm going to tell I'm sure she's going to watch this episode.
Oh, send her my love.
I will. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Insights.
Thank you.
So that's it from us. Let us know what your experience has been with money, especially if you're a woman, you're a wife, and you've been holding back. Maybe let us know why. And if anything we have shared here has been valuable to you and you will be applying it in your home. Until next week, stay well, stay healthy. Bye-bye.